All right, Arsenal. Yesterday night went ahead to obviously extend their winning run. You can call it the unbeaten run in the Champions League, but this unbeaten of Arsenal is really special. Arsenal went ahead to win its 6th game in a row, one, and Arsenal went ahead to obviously see themselves not concede a goal, and that is Arsenal for you, taking their tally to only 1 goal conceded, and that came in through against Bayern Munich, and Arsenal went ahead to beat Bayern Munich at the stadium known as the Emirates. And yesterday they were in Belgium, they are playing Club Brugge, and Arsenal went ahead to obviously show their power and their domination their dominance in the European football as the best club in Europe. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, guys, endeavor to go into the lower right bottom corner, smash the black button. It is the lower right, lower left. It's the lower left, I think. Lower left, lower left corner. There is a black button that has the word subscribe. After smashing that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. After hitting notification bell, that will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto our beautiful channel known as Rokani Media Football. It's a game that I called right. If you remember my prediction, I called in for a 3-win for the club of Arsenal. Remember over the weekend, Arsenal had gone ahead to obviously drop some points and they were playing against a team known as Aston Villa. They got beaten and they were like, we are going for it. And this is what shows, this is what a big team is meant of, Their response after losing is really very important. For me, I support Manchester United, but sometimes you feel like the team called Manchester United is not doing enough. Why aren't it doing enough? For example, United drew with Nottingham. They drew with a team known as Tottenham Hotspur. From the international break, United returned, and I think they're playing Everton. Everton came and beat Manchester United by 1-0 at Old Trafford. 3 games in a row, United only got 2 points out of the possible 9. Now, 4th game, they went to Crystal Palace. They beat Crystal Palace by 2-1. That was really shockingly, you understand? Then after that, guess what happened? The side of Manchester United went ahead to draw with West Ham 1-1, a team that is almost below the table. That inconsistency. And they went ahead to beat Wolverhampton Wanderers by 4-1, on Monday this week. So, Arsenal is showing you the traits of a winner and the traits of a big team. A big team sleeps once and it finds itself in a position of not sleeping in the next 6, 7, 8 games. And I tell you and I warn you, Arsenal might go on another unbeaten run of 8, 10 games in all competitions combined. So, yesterday, Arsenal went ahead to really rest some players. If you really watch the game of Aston Villa, Julian Timber was not there. Ricardo Carafiori was on the bench. Declan Rice was rested. Leandro Trossard was rested, though he's really having an injury. Bukayo Saka was rested. All the dependables of Arsenal were really rested. And off the bench, you know who came on, and the manager is trying to manage the game time of these players. So that is how Arsenal went ahead to obviously do the needful. But how did everything go on onto the pitch? Noni Madueke, in the 25th minute, he went ahead to obviously pull the trigger outside the box area in the right inside tunnel, and the ball went ahead to cross the goal line. It was really spectacular. I tell you, Noni Madueke was really that bright spark into that game. Then later, 47th minute, Martin Zubimendi. I told you when he's coming in here, and many Arsenal fans were like, we need party. I was like, why do people want to live in the past a lot when the present is there on the plate? Why should you go for the past? You understand? It's like the Gen Zs of this era, You can't tell them that there is a Luombo there and maybe a CJ package. They obviously say, I'm going for Cafe Javas, I'm going for KFC. You get? But way back, you couldn't obviously opt for KFC over the food, the local foods that we used to take. So the past is always the past. And people have to understand that Thomas Partey was in the past. 31 years of age. He has been an injury-prone player at the club of Arsenal. When he came in through in 2020, he has not really featured predominantly, not until he wanted to obviously get a big deal. That's where he kept himself almost fit for the entire last season of 2024-2025. So, why would you cry for spoilt milk? Partey was spoilt milk. They brought in Zubimendi and many pundits. I saw them. And I really warned them that you don't know who Zubimendi is, because football revolves, and this football of this era has gone to evolve to a level that you no longer need a CDM like Thomas Partey. You need a CDM who is so much using the brain, and his technical abilities are really over those of Thomas Partey. And going forward, he really gives you a very huge push. Like you saw yesterday for the second goal, Martin Zubimendi put in a very good cross, towards the back post. And guess who met it there? It was Noni Madueke. And Noni Madueke went ahead to obviously head that ball into the back of the net. And that was in the 47th minute. And that was the beginning of the second half. And this was really very pivotal into Arsenal's win, as the team, Club Brugge, was going at Arsenal left, right, and centre, And if this game remains 1-0 for like 60 minutes, I think Club Brugge are like, we are still into the game. But 2 minutes into the second half, Noni Madueke was like, please, get to know that 3 points belong to us and 0 points belong to you. And he headed that ball in there very well. In the 56th minute, Gabriel Martinelli went ahead to score a stunner. Guys, that goal of Gabriel Martinelli was really very nice. The way he really dropped the shoulder, no one thought that he was going to shoot, and then he went in for color. That color was really very, very nice, and I really loved it. And however much that of Noni Madueke, the first goal of Noni Madueke was really spectacular, but this one was really very, 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 very nice. And that showed you that Martinelli really had some credit in the bank when it comes to the Champions League, as we've been told by Opta Joe, Gabriel Martinelli is the first ever Arsenal player to score in 5 successful appearances in the UEFA Champions League, and first in all major European competitions since Thierry Henry in the UEFA Cup in April 2000, when he scored 6 in there for you. And I would bet on Martinelli that in his 6th appearance he's going to score. Looks like he's one of the top scorers in the Champions League, by the way. If you've not gonna hate to know, he now has 5 goals. That is Gabriel Martinelli. You understand? So Martinelli scored that goal, and that doesn't take away what I really have for him. My thoughts for him are totally different. If you've been really, doubting what I've gone ahead lately about him, for me, he's a bench player. However much he came in through and started, and I had to put in a very huge shift, I'm not really moved by that. I don't think that he should be a starter, though yesterday he scored that goal in there. And credit to him, the way he really drifted off those players, he skipped past them and went ahead to obviously pull that color trigger into the back of the net, and the goalkeeper couldn't come to the rescue of his team, Club Brugge. Now, Martinelli is having 5 goals, Harry Kane is having 5 goals, Anthony Gordon is having 5 goals, Victor Osimhen is having 5 goals, Erling Haaland is having 6 goals, and Kylian Mbappe is having 9 goals in there for you. Kylian Mbappe is having 9 super goals for you. So it shows you that he's in the queue of those players that can obviously go ahead and really win the Golden Boot. Why? Because if you were to ask which team has shown that they're unbeatable, that is Arsenal in the UEFA Champions League. Arsenal is untouchable. Arsenal is unbeatable, I tell you. And everyone says Arsenal is the team to beat. So that's how they went ahead to obviously thrive out into that particular game of football. Then, let me obviously see another stat here that has been brought to us by Opta Joe. They've told us again about this win of Arsenal, that Arsenal this season is just the 4th occasion that an English side has won each of their 6 games of the UEFA Champions League campaign. After Liverpool in 2021-2022 season, Man City in 2023-2024 season, and Liverpool again in 2024 2025 season. And Arsenal is obviously gaining momentum to the fullest in there for you. So it shows you that Arsenal are ticking all boxes for a club that is supposed to win a trophy. Some people say I overhail them, but when a team is doing well, that's what you do, because that's the truth, you know. And in the world, we have to live for the truth. Now, Gabriel Jesus came up and obviously did his appearance after a long while in there, and he really looked very sharp. I really loved Jesus. You know, Gabriel Jesus, for me, was really one of those packs that you needed to obviously see do his stuff in this particular game of football. And I really loved. And Arsenal fans are like, Jesus is the Christmas gift they're really having. We wait and see, because none of those players at Arsenal can really play ahead of him. If at all, he has gone ahead to gain his form. And it has been almost a year since he last came in through to obviously feature into these competitive tournaments in there for you, for the club of Arsenal. Now, when you look at the club of Arsenal versus Club Brugge, these were the stats. 16 shots by Club Brugge. Arsenal had 16 also. That's what I told you about Club Brugge, that there was something special in them. 7 shots on target by Club Brugge. And by the way, this clean sheet that Arsenal had to keep, they had to fight for it, especially the goalkeeper, that is David Raya. He really put in a very huge shift into that particular encounter. Then Arsenal had 13, right? 13 shots out of the 16. Oh my God, only 3 were off target. It shows you that they were a team on a mission. 49% ball possession by Club Brugge, 51% ball possession by Arsenal, 435 passes completed by Club Brugge, 466 passes completed by Arsenal, 90% passing accuracy by Club Brugge, 89% passing accuracy by Arsenal, 10 fouls by Club Brugge, 11 fouls by Arsenal, 0 yellow cards to Club Brugge and 2 yellow cards to the players of Arsenal. And I have to know exactly who went ahead to get a yellow card in there. And no red cards issued to either sides. 1 offside to Club Brugge and 0 offsides to a club known as Arsenal. 1 corner to Club Brugge and 5 corners to the side of Arsenal in there for you. So that's how things went ahead to transpire, and Arsenal went ahead to dominate the game, and they emerged the winners, and they collected those points that were really maximum in there. And Arsenal fans are all over the moon, as they know they have 2 more games. Sorry, they have, I think, 2 more games, because they are playing 8. And in those coming games of Arsenal, I think they'll do the needful. And before I end this video, I'll take courtesy to really break them down for you, as you know when Arsenal is going to be playing next in the UEFA Champions League. Now, we head to what we call the table. How is the table looking like? You know, how is the table looking like for the club of Arsenal? The standings and who is really doing what. Now, on the table, Arsenal is leading the table. 6 games played, maximum points are 18, goal difference of 16. Bayern Munich, 6 games played, they've lost 1, they've won 5, they're having 15 points. PSG, they're having 6 games played and they're having 13 points. 1 loss, 1 draw in there. Man City beating Real Madrid yesterday has sent them up to the 4th position and they're having 13 points. And Atalanta is 5th, 13 points after beating Chelsea by 2-1. Inter Milan, they lost to Liverpool, but they are still in the queue to obviously be into the top 8 that will qualify automatically for the quarterfinals. They're having 12 points. Real Madrid lost to Man City yesterday. They are 7th with 12 points. Atletico Madrid, 8th with 12 points in there. Liverpool is also having 12, meaning that the next 2 games are really going to be crucial in there for you. So, as it stands, Arsenal just needs 1 win. I tell you, they win their next game, they qualify for the quarterfinals, you know, and I don't think that there is a club that is going to stop Arsenal in the Champions League. Why do I think so? Because the fixtures also speak volumes about what I've gone ahead to say, because their next game in the Champions League is going to be played on 20th January, you know, and they're going to be playing against Inter Milan. Remember, 20th January, Arsenal would have gone ahead, obviously, will come back, I think, Gabriel Magalhaes, you know, and many of their players will be available. That Jesus will have obviously gone ahead to hit the ground running, and so on and so forth. So, no, yes, 20th January. After 20th January, they'll have to play K-Rats, at Emirates. Those are the last 2 games they're going to play. I tell you, if there is a team I can put my money on to go and beat Inter Milan at home, it should be Arsenal. Last season, they went ahead, obviously, faced one another. But you know what went ahead to happen? What went ahead to happen? Arsenal had 20 shots at the goal of Inter Milan, and Inter Milan got a penalty. And it went ahead to cross the line. That is it. So, they beat Arsenal by a penalty. So, guys, that's what I had for you in here. But there is another start. Another youngster from Arsenal has gone ahead, obviously, get his Champions League debut. And he goes by names of Mari Solomon. Mari Solomon came on and really featured yesterday. And he goes down in the books of history by what he did. Only 3 players have played for an English club in the UEFA Champions League, aged 16 or younger. All 3 have done so for Arsenal. Jack Wilshere, Max Dowman, and Mali Solomon. So, these players have played while they're at that age and all coming through from Arsenal. And that is what Arsenal does. Arsenal is all about the youngsters and bringing them on. The player ratings will be coming in through, and for that I'll be doing a live stream for close to 1 hour, meaning that after this video, we are set to obviously come in through and really represent you to the fullest. Thank you, my mates, for watching in through. Good morning, Arsenal won. Now, we are heading into the weekend. Today is a Thursday. Tomorrow, another match preview comes in through as Arsenal prepares for the side of Wolverhampton Wanderers. Bye-bye.